Hello, everybody. I'm glad you came to spend an evening with the Lisa Baxter Show. So, I always tell you to sit up, sit back. I want you to do whatever you want to do tonight because this is just a good night for you. I want you to learn a little something. I want you to get into this show with me, and I want you to take something away from it. Okay? As I always tell you, this is the Lisa Baxter Show. This is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney world. And this is sure enough the kidney world. What you say about it? What you say about it? Well, anyway, before I introduce my guest, I wanted to tell you that if you are on dialysis and you're in a center, I would challenge you to become an advocate or a representative. um, get involved in your center, get involved in your treatment, get involved with the doctors and the techs, so you'll have a say so in what's going on with you. So I want you to try that, okay, and have fun with your center. When I was a volunteer and when I was an advocate, I hung things up. I gave parties. I gave different type of events. We did things with hanging stuff on the tree. We did arts and crafts. We had a party. I showcased the talents of each one of the patients, and I mean, some could sing, some could dance, some did poetry. They did some of everything. They modeled their situation, they modeled their clothes, they modeled their careers. So have fun. Don't let the treatment take away the life that you already had, because you got so much to offer and so much to give. And dialysis and the treatment is just what it is. It's the treatment, but you are still you. So I want you to remember that. So I said that to say this, and now I'm going to get into the show. Okay? I'm introducing a wonderful woman, a hardworking woman, a double transplanted woman, a coordinator, a woman for the cause, a woman that have passion in her heart for transplants and what have you. None other than Tina Marie Sammon. And she's from the Trio network organization. And I'm gonna let her tell you what Trio means, what it is, what it does. So I'm gonna hush up, I'm gonna be quiet, and I'm gonna get my girlfriend to come on here, and she's going to take it over. Right? Come on, Tina. Come on, girl. Welcome to the
Hi, Lisa. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
It's great to see you.
Yeah, I haven't seen you since
I have
event.
That's right. That's right. We had our holiday party back in December at the Trio Manhattan chapter, and it was great to see you there. And we had a great time, and lots of folks come out for that event.
Was there. We played games. We ate. We laughed.
We did.
We took pictures. We even shared stories and everything. We ran around from table to table, even though we were sitting at a table. So I'm always grateful for that. I had fun every time I went and every time I came. I really have. So
that's a great event. There's lots of mingling and there are certain people who only come out for certain events, and that's a great opportunity for them to meet new people who are involved in the group.
And sometimes in a different atmosphere, it brings on different feelings. It makes you forget sometimes, of the sickness, the illness, or waiting for the kidney or dialysis for just that few hours or seconds. It puts it to the side, wherein that they're just going to have fun that time. You're talking, you're laughing, and that's what you need.
Sure.
Sometimes that's missing from the life. You know what I mean? You're not doing anything but the treatment, or just waiting for the kidney. You got to do something else, do something fun, especially if you're not working, or you got to be doing something else. So to get back to you, let's start off with your title. You're a coordinator, right?
So I am. I started out with Trio as a member, and I would attend meetings with my sister and sometimes with my mother. And there were monthly meetings, and there were speakers on all different topics of transplant. And I got to meet lots of people who had already received transplants. They received kidneys, hearts, lungs, pancreas, liver, and intestines. And then later on, about a year or two later, I joined the board of directors, and I started volunteering more with the group. And shortly thereafter, I became the chapter's president, and I was the president for 4 years. And now I'm the social media coordinator. So I run our Facebook page and our Twitter feed, and I provide certain things that go onto our website, which is being run by our current president, Bethany Stout Davy.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, wow. That sounds involved. That sounds very involved. That's good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
And that's been since about 2010 or 2011 that I've been involved in the TRIO group.
So you've been at it a while.
For at least almost as long as my first transplant. My sister was my kidney donor in 2010, and she's doing fantastic, and I'm doing great with her kidney. And then the reason for my was type 1, which caused my diabetic nephropathy. I had my diabetes almost 29 years before my pancreas. And the pancreas transplant I received a year after my sister's kidney donation from a deceased donor who was able to save 5 lives with her pancreas to me, 2 kidneys that went to other recipients, a liver, and her heart.
And her heart. Wow.
So
that's beautiful.
So she saved a lot of lives.
She did.
She did.
So you got something from a deceased donor and something from a live donor.
Correct. Many people who need both the pancreas and the kidney get them together by being on the UNOS waiting list for a deceased donor. And then they typically will get both organs from the one donor.
Oh, wow. That's good to know. I didn't know that. I never heard that before. So now I'm glad you put that out there. So anybody out there waiting for this or need this, that they'll know this.
Yes. Okay. I think it's also an important point to make is that anytime it's feasible and safe to have a live donor, either for kidney or a partial liver donation, it not only helps the recipient who needs, but it also helps everyone else on the donor list who doesn't have a match.
Wow.
So it moves the process along. So the more live kidney donors, the more living partial liver donors out there, we're really trying to push that.
And that's a good
Everybody wins.
Sure.
Absolutely.
It's a win-win situation. Okay, it's a win-win situation. Oh, okay. So congratulations on getting your double transplant. Some people can't even get one, but you got 2. So you double blessed.
That's right.
You double blessed.
Yes. Wow. Thank you.
Wow. So, Now, TRIO. Tell them the definition of what TRIO means.
Sure. So TRIO is TRIO, and it's the Transplant Recipients International Organization. There are several chapters throughout the country, and there's also one in Japan.
Wow.
And there's another chapter. I'm not sure what the second international country is. Can't think of it right now. But there are several chapters in the country, And we're a nonprofit organization. We rely on membership dues and donations from our members, and also just from folks who want to help us. Our goals are to educate the public about organ donation, about living donors, and anything that's new regarding transplant. We also educate our members about different topics that are current. We advocate for different laws and bills that are being considered in our government that would either help organ donation efforts, benefit living donors, benefit recipients, and we offer a lot of camaraderie amongst other recipients and people who are waiting for the gift of life. It's really important for people to connect with one another, and it can be it can be a lonely process. Even if you have family members around you during your transplant journey, no one can really understand like another recipient, like someone else who's gone through the process, right?
Yeah, you preaching to the choir.
So here we have an opportunity to meet people in real time once a month, and then we also have other events that are very special to the community.
Yes.
We our big event is called Remember and Rejoice. We hold it at St. Patrick's Cathedral on Fifth Avenue here in Manhattan.
I love that.
And it's isn't it fantastic?
Oh yeah.
It's an annually. We hold it every April. This year will be the 24th installment of Remember and Rejoice. We hold it during Donate Life Month to promote organ donation. And it's the largest gathering of recipients and donors in more donor families who are honoring their loved ones who have passed on and chose to give the gift of life to about, well, I would say half the cathedral is usually seated by recipients, and the other half is usually attended by donors and donor families. It's a really wonderful event. This year, it's going to be on Saturday, April 13th, from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. It's open to the public. There are no reservations, no tickets required. You just show up. I tell people to come as early as they can so they can get a good seat, because it does get packed. And the cathedral holds about 1,500 people.
It gets packed.
It does. And it doesn't matter what it's always packed for this event. We have a priest who is a living donor to his brother. And he officiates the whole ceremony. We have a rabbi who has a temple in Hell's Kitchen called the Actors Temple. And in between, we have speakers from Unity as transplant professionals, recipients, organ recipients, and donor families speak about their experiences. And in between all of that, we have some wonderful singers who are personal friends of mine who don't have any transplant connection other than me. And I'm very happy that they volunteered their time and their beautiful voices to our event.
Yes.
And then another special part of our event is my oldest friend, Eric Genn, who is a sign language interpreter, and we grew up in the crib together, so we really are lifelong friends.
Oh, and you're going way back.
Yeah, and he's a kidney recipient as well.
Oh.
So so he translates the entire ceremony for the hearing impaired. This is so this is our big event every year, and it's coming up, and I'm inviting everybody right here, right now. Come
Yes.
and join us.
Yes. You gave the address to St. Patrick's Cathedral?
Well, I don't know the actual address, but
I guess, well,
it's
they could
the famous
Google it.
St. Patrick's on Fifth Avenue.
Right. Right.
You can't miss it.
No, you really can't. You really can't. If I knew that, I would have my paper here, because you guys sent me something in the mail as usual, and I did get to come before, and that is a wonderful experience. And I would say to them out there, if you haven't been, it's a beautiful experience. It gives you hope. It gives you closure of, for the person that's giving the kidney, if they're alive, and if the person is passed, then the family is able to honor their own family member, and the person that got the kidney is able to honor them as well. So it's very beautiful.
Yes.
It's tear jerking. You can feel a beautiful atmosphere. Everybody come together at the same time. No problems, no arguments, just love all through the room. Yes.
You're right. It's usually a very emotional day for people on both sides. And I will say that, personally, and I think I can speak for many recipients, I'm not there only to honor my two donors, but I'm there to honor every donor family that is there, and support them through their grief and their very sometimes beautiful decisions in these times of grief that they're faced with.
It's like one voice, right?
And yeah. And sometimes these wounds are very fresh, and you see that, especially there's a portion of our event where we announce names of deceased donors, and their family members come up to the altar to receive a white rose. And that's a very emotional part of the ceremony.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can get the address on our website.
Excellent.
And you can reach our website at www.manhattantrio.org.
Okay.
It's a very user-friendly website. There you can find you can actually find some video from some past St. Patrick's events that we've had. Also, you can find out about our upcoming meetings and other events. We have a recipients luncheon a week following our event at St. Patrick's.
Yes.
And you can find out how to become a member of our group and how to meet us all and start.
That was my next question. I wanted to give you a chance to talk, so I don't do all the talking or all the, and everything. But I mean, when you first did this, how did you feel when you first did this? Or what, besides being a recipient, what caused you to be involved? Because sometimes you feel good about what's happening to you, but you don't know where to go to volunteer or what to connect yourself to. So how did you know to connect to this and to stay with it?
Well, that's a great question. My sister, my living donor sister, she was much more curious about everything that you just asked me, about where to go, how do I connect with people, where do I volunteer, those types of things, what resources are out there for me. And she found a blog that was for living donors. And there was a priest who was blogging about the event at St. Patrick's. So my sister, she told me, she told my mom, and we said, hey, let's go. So before I even knew what TRIO was, I was sitting on the donor side of a Remember and Rejoice event at St. Patrick's.
Oh, wow.
It
was a family affair.
It was probably, It was. It always has been.
Mm.
Not only was my sister tested to be my donor, but my mother was also tested to be my donor.
Wow.
So there was a lot of people trying to give away a kidney
Wow.
to me.
Well, that's good when you have your
And then it
family
was
able to be tested. Mm-hmm.
that's right. Yeah, and it just so happens at the time the meeting place has changed a couple of times,
Yeah.
but at the time the meeting place for our monthly meetings was just a few blocks away from where my sister was living. So when we found out that Trio was the organization that produced the Remember and Rejoice event, my sister said, why don't we just go to one of their meetings? They're like right down the block. So that's how it all started. It really started. My involvement with Trio started with Remember and Rejoice.
Wow. So that brought you in and you're still in it. That's wonderful. That's
That's it.
wonderful.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
it's wonderful. Yeah, I'd say it's wonderful. You know,
Yeah.
you guys are doing a lot of stuff. You said that you get education to people that's getting getting the transplant and who've had a transplant and what have you. Are the classes there? Are there a particular place? Maybe somebody need to know where do you give the classes or how often? Are they online? Is it is it something that you do through phone? Because I did a training one time through the phone and on phone conference. So
Mm.
that class, how was those classes done, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, they're not set up really as classes or trainings.
Okay.
We invite speakers from all the different transplant centers and organizations.
Mm.
So one month we might have a speaker from NYU. Another month we might have a speaker from Mount Sinai.
Okay.
We often have a representative come once a year from Medicare to discuss the changes that are coming up just before open enrollment. We will have sometimes a donor family, a donor mom or a donor wife, someone to talk about their perspective as a donor family. We have lots of different issues. We get ideas from what types of things they want to learn about.
Okay.
And they're done in like a conference room setting. So it's very casual. People come after work or after dinner, and they come. We have snacks and a great time with the speaker, and also another way to connect and network with other recipients.
Mm-hmm. And
So those meetings
important.
are really good.
Oh yeah, that's important.
Yeah, it's also a way to stay involved throughout the year. I mean, we have a couple of special events, but to stay involved throughout the year, someone's always thinking about you. We check up on each other. When we have setbacks, when we have medical setbacks, personal setbacks, we check up on each other. We're there for each other, and it's been a very important group to me. And when we get new members, it's very exciting to get new members because you just want to be there for them and kind of show them the ropes, especially if they are still waiting. If they're on the list and they're waiting for that transplant, they have a lot of questions.
Oh yeah, they need encouragement. Yeah,
they need encouragement, and it's very encouraging to actually see a person who's gone through it and who looks and acts and sounds healthy, and has a story. In fact, last month in our March meeting there was no professional speaker. Our March meeting was dedicated to each member going around the room and sharing their personal story about their transplant journey. And that was a very, very great meeting.
Wow. Well, where did you get your transplant at?
So my sister and I, we had our transplant at New York Presbyterian Columbia University Medical Center.
Okay.
And a year later in 2011, that was in January 2010. And in May of 2011, I received my New York Presbyterian Cornell, Weill Cornell Medical Center.
So were you on two different lists or one big list or the same list since it's two different?
I was on, I was listed, even though I had a living donor and I was preparing to have my transplant with my sister, I was listed with UNOS for both organs at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. But on the UNOS list, I didn't activate for the kidney or the pancreas right away because I had a successful transplant with my sister. And I wasn't quite ready to receive the pancreas when I got the kidney. So I accrued time on the list for the pancreas, but I wasn't activated. And that meant that I chose not to get a phone call with an offer until I was ready to accept an offer.
Oh, okay.
And that was good because it allowed me to go back to work. About 3 months after my kidney transplant, I was able to go back to work full time, get my feet wet again, and then prepare mentally to go through it all over again. Wow. And that took about a year.
Ooh.
And once I was ready, I told my team, okay, I'm ready. You can activate me. And they did some more testing. And within about, let's see, about 3 or 4 months after I activated, I received my pancreas.
Yeah. Okay. How long did it take you to recover after that transplant? Same amount of time, more or less?
Yeah, same amount of time. I would say the pancreas was a little more invasive abdominal surgery transplant.
Yeah.
But I work with, I'm a medical technician and I work with patients every day, and I'm exposed to a lot of germs oftentimes. So I had to stay on disability for 3 months for each transplant so that I could stay as far away from other people's germs while they adjusted my immunosuppressive medication.
Wow. Wow.
So 3 months for each surgery, and I'm still working full time.
Wow. Well, did your medication, did it change any, or was it because it's still a transplant, but you already have a transplant? So do they add any more or take any away since it's a double transplant?
Yes. They added prednisone after I received the pancreas. Everything else is exactly the same. I take mycophenolic acid and Prograf.
Oh, okay. I know those. I take those for my transplant too. So yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. See, look.
And a little bit of.
So you're in the medical field. Plus, you help and you advocate transplant patients and recipients, and you put us together and plan events, happy events, and different occasions and education all in one. So wow. I mean, what would you say to somebody out there that would like to do some of the things you're doing, or just to encourage them if they were waiting?
I would invite everyone to go to our website, find out. Come to St. Pat's. I mean, it's we don't have a chapter meeting during April during Donate Life Month because we have this big event. I would say the first thing to do is come on down April 13th and bring tissues and come meet us. You will meet us when you walk in the door, because we have tables set up to greet you, give you lots of information, and as soon as you walk in.
Yes.
And if you can't, then do visit the website and find out our next meetings that are scheduled, if there's something of interest, and even if they're not, and you're available, come and meet us at a meeting. And if you like us, if you like how we work together and connect, then maybe you want to become a member of our chapter, and that would be great too.
Wow.
But yeah, just come. Just
well,
come.
That's wonderful. I know Trio do a lot of things, even something with going to college and things of that nature, and grants. That's one of the things that I saw on one of the lists. So that's what had grabbed me first, that I saw it took place. So they do a lot of things. So we wouldn't have, they would have, I'm getting hot at the same time. You do a lot of things. So now they have a lot of things that they can take in tonight. They can, swallow and look at their website and get involved and wait patiently, I believe, for that transplant. For you got a double one. So I just can't believe it. And I'm so happy for you at the same time. I'm glad you came on.
Thank you.
I'm glad you took this time.
Thanks for having me.
And, I just appreciate you very much. I appreciate everybody out there who took time to listen to this, to take it in, to learn something, and to take something away. So, Tina, I thank you so much, so much for coming.
Well, Lisa, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. But I have to say that you are a warrior too. And you're out there walking the walk and talking the talk every single time I turn around. So thank you for putting this and all of your videos and all of your public advocacy for donor everything, and for dialysis patients who are either waiting or not waiting, and just trying to manage kidney disease and every other chronic illnesses that force us to have to be in this position.
Wow.
No one has asked.
Warrior. It takes a warrior to know another warrior. So so we got like warrior spirits going on, right? We got like warrior spirits.
I think we do.
Yeah.
I think we do.
I thank you so much again, and I appreciate you, and just keep up the good work. I'm proud of you. Anything coming up, let me know, and we'll just put it out there. We'll definitely put it out there. So thank you. We appreciate you, and you have a blessed night, and get some rest, because I know you were traveling and you still to do the show with me. So I do appreciate that. You hear me? You feel me?
Tomorrow's April 1st. I feel you. Tomorrow's April 1st. So I will see you in April, on April 13th.
Okay. All right. I'll definitely try to do something. All right. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. I thank you so much for joining the Lisa Baxter Show, and I will see you next week. Remember, Dawn Edwards is having a great event on May 5th. May 5th at Downstate Hospital, 395 Lenox Road. It's from 3 to 7. Excellent event. I'm doing acting. You have people doing singing, poetry, a little bit of everything at this event. So it's for the dialysis patients, it's for the transplant patients, it's for their families. So bring yourself out, bring your family out, tell somebody about it, register, look for it. Contact us. Go to the Facebook page or CKD Champions or Dawn Edwards page, a Mormon. Go to her page. You'll find it. You'll even find it on my page, Lisa Baxter, because I posted it 1,000 times. Okay? I go every year. All right? So you come on out and go. We thank you so much once again. A million blessings. Peace and love. Take care of those kidneys, and they will take care of you. Bye and good night.